Activate your microphone.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Hello, we're going to go ahead and get started on our press conference via Zoom and also live with the local media here in Dallas, Texas. Today, LULAC is declaring a state of emergency for Hispanics in Texas because of the coronavirus. Coronavirus has impacted our community to a large extent like no other event in the history of Latinos in the state or in this country. And while we are declaring the state of emergency in Texas and asking the governor and local officials to take immediate action in Texas, we will shortly be doing the same thing as we are hearing the same stories about Latinos being disproportionately impacted in states like Florida, Arizona, and California. We believe there are several factors and reasons why the Latino community is being impacted so disproportionately. Number one is that Latinos are essential workers. 4 out of every 5 Latinos are working. They're the ones that are picking the crops in the fields and the campesinos in states like Arizona. We have received reports in Georgia that 300 to 400 Latino farm workers had received a COVID positive 19 test and were being asked to leave the state. We have been in Greenlee, Colorado, and in Springdale, Arkansas, where meat packers, majority Latino and refugees, on the front lines because President Trump used the Defense Production Act to say they were essential workers, have also gotten sick with many fatalities at many of the meat producing plants across the country. So LULAC has been raising the alarm now for months, and yet we have seen little to no action from our national, state, and federal governments. People are dying. In Houston, Texas, all the emergency ICU beds are full now, the majority Latino patients. It's time that we stop playing blue and red politics and we start playing about American lives. And here in Texas, that means we take care of all our Texans. So we are drafted the following letter that we are sending to Governor Greg Abbott here in Texas. The letter states, while COVID-19 cases have exploded in Texas, the death of Hispanics keeps growing. Coronavirus is killing Latinos all over the Lone Star State, and that's why we are contacting you today. The League of United Latin American Citizens, better known as LULAC, is the oldest and largest Latino civil rights organization in Texas and in the United States. I have been the president for 3 years, and we are here to save lives. And we are announcing a LULAC public statewide safety alert for Hispanics in Texas. According to the US Census Bureau, Hispanics are 11.4 million Latinos of the state. Texas health officials say the tragedy now is impacting Latinos disproportionately. Give you just a few numbers and then the names of people that are behind the numbers. In Dallas County, more than 60% of the positive COVID cases are Hispanic. Harris County, Houston, more than 61% of all the cases of COVID-19 Hispanic. Bexar County, 73% of all the COVID cases are Hispanic. Hidalgo County, over 80% are Hispanic. And we are seeing in cities like Cactus, Texas and Amarillo, Texas, the vast majority of the COVID-19 Hispanic also because of meatpacking plants. LULAC is declaring a statewide public health emergency and urge you, Governor Abbott, to take the following actions to spread the coronavirus and save the lives of Texans. Number one, issue an executive order immediately making it mandatory statewide that all Texans wear a face covering, face mask. Make a $500 fine applicable to anyone who violates those orders. Let local health public officials, EMS, and fire department employees enforce that order across every individual county in order to make sure that police are relieved to do their regular duties and these public health officials can give out tickets if they need to for anybody violating this law. We believe that will slow down the COVID issues. Require government agencies and business owners to take the temperature of every person entering their building or their business. Let's make sure if somebody's sick, we keep them out of the workforce. We keep them out of a location, whether it's restaurants that are still open or whether it's businesses that are doing business, that we checking the temperature of all those employees that might have a fever and they need to be sent home. We're asking Governor Abbott that you call a special emergency session to tap our rainy day funds for medical care, educational services, and health services for those groups that have been hit the hardest. We're asking that you provide funding for public education via online learning for Hispanic families. Many families do not have laptops, hotspots to be able to continue the education of their children. And emergency funding to provide grants and payroll assistance for small businesses that are impacted on Main Street, Texas, whether that's down in McAllen, El Paso, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, Nacogdoches, or down in Amarillo. We need that assistance now because a lot of businesses are facing the risk of evictions and closing down without support and help. Governor, COVID-19 is not an issue about Democrats or Republicans. This disease is a human issue. Stop public politicizing the safety of Texans and do what needs to be done. Save the lives of men and women and children who are desperately looking for leadership and answers. Will your legacy of a governor be one who made the right decisions during difficult times, or will you be remembered as a governor who played politics with the lives of Texans? When you ran for governor, you said all Texans mattered. Your mother-in-law said all Texans mattered. Now is the time to prove to the Hispanic community that who are the most at risk, that we matter also. Governor, if one avoidable death is too much. Thousands can be prevented if you take these actions now. We need to save Texas lives now. We're asking you to make a decision by Monday at 5 o'clock and let us know if you're going to take these actions. Because if you fail to do so, LULAC, our allies, and our communities are prepared to stand up and demand that the state of Texas do something to save the lives of a lot of Jose and Marias that are right now in hospitals and on ICU beds all over Texas. Thank you. If there's any questions from the media, I'll be taking those right now. Otherwise, and I'm going to be doing the statement also in Spanish, but I've got to do, there's some media downstairs, the local media here in Dallas I'm going to be dealing with. So any questions from the media?
If you want to submit them via chat box, you can do that. If not, you can follow up also via email. But we're here now for you. Thank you, President Garcia.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. We're getting some comments from people. Any questions from members of the media?
And David, if you'll send out a copy of the letter to all the media.
We are. It's been posted, or it's being posted at LULAC.org, our national website, LULAC.org. It will be up there within the next 3 to 4 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks. Gracias.